The discipline of desire is the background of character. The discipline of desire is the background of character. Our incomes are like our shoes, if too small, they gall and pinch us, but if too large, they cause us to stumble and to trip. No man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. Government has no other end, but the preservation of property. We are like chameleons, we take our hue and the color of our moral character, from those who are around us. As people are walking all the time, in the same spot, a path appears. Where there is no property there is no injustice. Where there is no property there is no injustice. The reason why men enter into society is the preservation of their property. Where all is but dream, reasoning and arguments are of no use, truth and knowledge nothing. Things of this world are in so constant a flux, that nothing remains long in the same state. All men are liable to error, and most men are, in many points, by passion or interest, under temptation to it. It is one thing to show a man that he is in an error, and another to put him in possession of the truth. Fashion for the most part is nothing but the ostentation of riches. There is frequently more to be learned from the unexpected questions of a child than the discourses of men. All mankind, being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty or possessions. Every man has a property in his own person. This nobody has a right to, but himself. Education begins the gentleman, but reading, good company and reflection must finish him. New opinions are always suspected, and usually opposed, without any other reason but because they are not already common. An excellent man, like precious metal, is in every way invariable. A villain, like the beams of a balance, is always varying, upwards and downwards. Parents wonder why the streams are bitter, when they themselves have poisoned the fountain. To prejudge other men's notions before we have looked into them is not to show their darkness but to put out our own eyes. It is easier for a tutor to command than to teach. Fortitude is the guard and support of the other virtues. The only fence against the world is a thorough knowledge of it. We should have a great fewer disputes in the world if words were taken for what they are, the signs of our ideas only, and not for things themselves. There cannot be greater rudeness than to interrupt another in the current of his discourse. The dread of evil is a much more forcible principle of human actions than the prospect of good. Anyone reflecting upon the thought he has of the delight, which any present or absent thing is apt to produce in him, has the idea we call love. I have spent more than half a lifetime trying to express the tragic moment. One unerring mark of the love of truth is not entertaining any proposition with greater assurance than the proofs it is built upon will warrant. Reverie is when ideas float in our mind without reflection or regard of the understanding.